Welcome, folks. I am Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hey there.
We got another Corridor Crew video here. It's called Stuntmen React to Bad and Great Hollywood Stunts 18. This time it's with a friend of mine who I basically have grown up with, Lauren Mary Kim, and we've known each other for years and years and years, and we used to train together all the time at White Lotus, and then eventually turned into Jam, joining All Movement with Travis Wong. That's his place. He owns that with Aaron Tony. And so Lauren Mary Kim is a very, very talented martial artist, gymnast, stunt lady. It's so cool to see my friends on this show. Like, it always gets me super stupid excited. And so, Lauren Mary Kim, haven't seen you in a long time, miss you. Here we go.
I can't help but keep watching his butt cheeks. Like, they got to fight Darth Maul.
Yeah, the actual Darth Maul.
Uh-oh.
I love this scene.
I have my idea of what they did.
Oh, that's from the beginning of that,
Thanks to today's sponsor, Squarespace.
saying, that
Stay tuned
movie
in the episode
with,
below to get 10%
Chris
off your first
O'Donnell,
purchase of a website
I
or
think.
domain. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with another
a climbing
episode
movie.
of STUNTMEN React. We are honored today to have our guest, Lauren Mary Kim, with us. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a martial artist. I train in several different martial arts. Been in the industry for about 16 years. I doubled Elektra on Daredevil and Defenders. I also do a lot of mocap work, Mortal Kombat 11, The Last of Us 2.
We have a lot of really exciting clips to show you and to get your insight on. So, guys, let's just jump right into it.
So I don't know if you heard of the show Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah.
We did a surprise season that was released this year, and I actually had the opportunity to motion capture for Ahsoka. And I got to fight Ray Park, which obviously everyone knows as Darth Maul.
Yeah, the actual Darth Maul.
Yeah, the actual Darth Maul.
I got to fight him once.
They, like, went
He's
to
very
Ray Park
nice.
for this.
Yeah.
And not just like, hey, who's cheapest and
Right,
and do it.
yeah.
Really interesting. Like, it still has a bit of the like animated feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like they managed to bring that life into it, even though it's also motion capture.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you've seen like their other fights as just animated fights. They don't have the weight and they don't have the realism. And I think fans really noticed the difference in that fight versus other fights. Because it's real, pretty much.
All right, important question time.
Yes.
If you have a double-edged lightsaber and you have a regular lightsaber, or you can hold two lightsabers, what's your choice?
Oh,
What's most
I like double
effective?
stick. I mean,
Yeah?
I like what Ahsoka has. But instead of having one short, I would have both long, personally.
It's Darth Maul fighting over these giant pits, you know? It's just this thing.
I'm doing the mocap.
I think we had lines on the floor that we were acting like they were little poles.
Got you. How long did it take to put that whole thing together?
Ray and I had like 2 or 3 days of rehearsal. And we got to make up the fight and then rehearse it.
Oh, you guys
over
did choreograph
time.
it too?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
What was it like working with Ray Park?
Oh
He's
my
kind of an OG
gosh.
when it comes to all this.
Yeah, I mean, he is one positive dude. Like, he is so nice. He has so much energy. So much energy. And like, breath of fresh air, really.
Did he like slip right into his like Darth Maul?
Oh my
choreo?
God. It's like he's him always. He's always moving and doing something. Like, I don't know how he gets that energy. Dave Filoni directed this as well. When he shoots it, he can actually see the real room of how it's supposed to be.
So cool.
It's a virtual camera, like a virtual 3D camera, and so he can see like what shots he wants. I mean, this is the future, I think.
I agree. I
Oh,
totally
wow.
I couldn't believe that it's happening now, like in our day and age, that we can do stuff like that. Like, probably the career highlight for me, for sure.
So cool.
That's super cool.
I got something for you, and I remember seeing this a long time ago.
Vertical limit. That's what
I
it's
love
called.
this
Okay.
scene. This
It looks
is my
so
favorite
bad.
scene.
Chris O'Donnell. I think it looks bad.
So risky.
Oh, oh.
How on earth, like, okay,
There's honestly some shots in this scene right here that blow my mind.
you got 3 options. Either you're free falling into a pad, like a giant bounce house down at the bottom, or you could have a line or a rope on and just have it be a taut rope and you hit the end of that rope and you
Oh,
go
that would
like
be a
that.
mad dead man, though.
That'd suck.
Yeah.
Or you have a stretchy rope. Now I know there is a little bit of stretch and rock climbing rope for exactly that situation. You know, when you fall, you don't want to snap your neck.
Right. I have my idea of what they did. I think they shot this on a stage. They built a rock wall. I think those are all descenders.
Descenders.
It's basically a wire system that descends a person with a line, so it looks like they're falling, but they're not. It descends them literally.
So it's an assisted fall.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot safer.
The shot with them falling, I almost wonder if they're static and it's visual effects to make the wall like slide down.
Dude, but then
Wow.
right there, the goon and that.
That looks so real, though. I think that's a real person really getting yanked.
I feel like you would be hurting so bad after this move. Like, you're going like terminal velocity and then you get stopped right there. Like, it looks so painful.
That's like whiplash right there.
Yeah, I think that's the roughest one.
I think she needs a massage.
The thing that really stands out
They
to me
cut
also
to a
is like those guys
massage.
fall and the rope catches their father across the midsection.
Yeah.
And
See
so
that-
when he
do you see that
lands,
green
you can,
screen?
like, you can clearly track the rope, you can see it around him, and then they pivot around, or the pendulum around him as if they're, hung off of him.
Yeah, like it would really happen like that.
Yeah, so just the physics are so well done.
Yeah.
There's never been a scene quite like this scene. This is like an awesome opening scene. Like, it flows so well, and the momentum's perfect, the motion matching is perfect.
Yeah.
It's like 5 or 6 different techniques, all playing flawlessly with perfect coordination between each shot.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
And of course, you can anticipate the rest of the scene, is they're all hanging there, and the father's going, "You gotta cut the rope." And they're like, no! He's like, "You gotta cut the rope."
How come
And
they're not
that's
calling
the
us
trauma
out?
that takes them to Everest, where they have to
What?
bring the nitroglycerin somewhere.
Like, some of that green screen just looks so bad.
That's the movie.
Maybe they just forgive it because it's so old.
What am I doing on my phone in the middle of this?
Yeah, Nico, what the heck?
I'm not looking at Instagram. I'm not browsing Reddit. I'm here looking at the sub count for Corridor Crew. By the time this video comes out, maybe it'll be over 4 million. Who knows? But if we're not, please help us get there and consider subscribing.
Yes.
This is Wildcat from Stargirl. I double Yvette Monreal in this episode. She just got her superhero outfit and she's trying to figure out what she can do.
Okay. Like a Wonder Woman moment.
All right, so this is crazy. This is a really cool stunt that you got to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Were you freaked out doing this move?
Luckily, I trusted my rigging team because you never know what's going to happen. So it's called a capstan drop. Our rigging coordinator is free falling me with the wire and then catching me at the end with these different loops on the capstan that helps slow me down. But then there's also a safety line that catches me in case he fails.
There you go.
If he
Okay.
sneezes for some reason or anything,
arms get
coughs.
chopped
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy. what riggers do. Like, you really have to trust them with your life.
The little wooden block that you backflip off of, was that necessary for you to be able to do the backflip?
Yeah, because I have to push off something. The actual brick wall was slippery, so we would have to have pegs to help have friction, so I have something to push off of.
So what I'm confused about is you're kicking yourself away from the wall, but you're getting sucked back into the wall.
Yes, so I have another person guiding me towards the wall so I'm not too far away. So I have to backflip instead of going back this way. I have to do an angle.
I saw that, yeah.
I love that they went through the same effort to get really cool camera angles.
Yeah, and so another cool thing is our stunt coordinator,
That's dope.
Walter Garcia,
Yeah.
he's
That's
actually
dope.
on a line too, traveling down with me in some of the shots.
So when it comes to wires, do you have any advice to upcoming stunt women?
Listening to your coordinator and then checking knots, know your knots. Harnesses are very painful after a while. My crotch was bruised and raw by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it was cool
Also
because that was
this area.
actually an apartment building, and
wow.
people were there at home and watching me out their window as I
That's better than TV.
descend
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Hey, if there's a unique fight scene that you guys know about that we don't, leave a comment down below. We'll read it, we'll break it down live on the show with a fun guest. All right, so this wouldn't be a React episode if we didn't have a Jackie Chan clip.
He's seriously one of the best.
I know.
This is so
hard.
weird. Uh-oh.
Oh no, Jackie Chan!
Wow.
I just love the choreography here. It's so good.
I know, it's so
that
good.
spicy
I can't
pepper?
help but keep watching
Ah!
his butt cheeks.
I know,
Like,
I'm right there with you. My eyeballs are glued to the butt cheeks. Oh, so
that's
good.
so cool. Oh my god. So good. They don't make this anymore.
I know.
Why not? Like the humor, the creativity. Like I feel like everything's so serious right now. And I
Yeah.
think we need a film that's more lighthearted like this again.
I agree.
Like action films that are like lighthearted.
You're right. There's no one that's doing martial arts action comedy these days.
No, not at all. Everyone wants to be so cool. The Rock should do something like this. So was he naked?
Yeah.
Did he have a sock on?
I think he was just naked.
You think he just was freeballing?
No, I don't
There's
think
a moment
so.
of full frontal right there. We could see if we want to go
Should we
frame by frame.
I kind of don't want to.
All right.
There's a sock? No. Oh, we're like sad.
No.
Why, Jackie? I've done naked stunts actually.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what was the context for being naked?
I mean, why not be naked? So I jump out of a tree naked onto a moving car.
Oh wow.
God.
Wow.
They conveniently didn't say the name of the
Camera
movie.
work is top
Yeah.
notch.
Top notch.
It's all from a tripod. It's crazy. It's nothing.
What?
Yeah, like look, they're panning and tilting for sure, but it's locked. It's all like stationary, but they're following the action very specifically. All the movement is happening in the choreography itself. It's very smooth, the camera work.
So smooth.
How would you even start choreographing something like this?
He has motive, right? So his motive is to cover his genital area. And so he's just trying to find things. And then Jackie likes to use your environment, which they clearly do.
This fight arguably has a stronger motive than most fights. Like there's a very clear
Yes.
character intention in the
shot his
fight.
butt
there.
Really strong.
It's like a cartoon too. Like you think about moments that people would really enjoy, right?
100%.
It's like a Tom and Jerry act.
That's exactly it.
I actually got to work with Jackie
Nice.
once.
What?
I actually worked on Rush Hour 3 with him.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I doubled Soo Young, and we did that fight scene. Yeah, I got to see him fight, and I was just in awe of him. Because at that time, I was still new, so I was still trying to learn how to, like perform for the camera, and I was just trying to soak up everything that he was giving out. So,
Oh my God.
and he was such a hard worker on set. Like, you know how everyone has a job on set. So the guy that was sweeping the floors wasn't fast enough, so he took the broom and just started sweeping. He's like, okay, let's shoot now. And like, he really gets shit
Sounds
done.
like
He's
him.
like full-on hard worker. Like he was very focused and wanted to get stuff done because we're on a time crunch as well. I was just so nervous. I wish I got to talk to him more. Because he's such a god in our world that I was just like, oh, is he looking at me?
It would be the end of the world if he got upset with you for like, oh, hurry up, come on.
I know. Oh my god.
You're too slow. And she's like, no. Lauren, thank you for the awesome insight, awesome stories into the work that you've done and some of the work that other people have done. It's always such a pleasure to have talented people like yourself join us on the show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for having me. That was fun.
Also, for those of you out there, if you want to see some more of Lauren's work, she has her own fight series she's been doing on her YouTube channel, which is just Lauren Mary Kim. There's a link in the description below. Go check it out.
I know
Go
him
tell her
too.
she was awesome for being here and that she does awesome work.
Thanks for having me, guys.
That's one of Travis's good friends.
Okay.
He actually worked on an Indian movie, Bahubali 2.
Oh, got
Yeah,
it.
he was one of the main choreographers in Bahubali 2.
Okay.
He was fighting Jimmy Choo in that shot, and so I didn't know that she had that going on. I haven't spoken to her in a while. Usually I would run into her like at Jam or White Lotus. Before Jam, there was White Lotus, and so I usually run into her in those environments or randomly out and about.
Right.
And so
obviously there's not as much random out and aboutness right now.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool that she got to do that fight scene with Ray Park. Recently, I don't know if I mentioned him on this channel, but I know I've mentioned him a bunch on the Indian channel. But Michael, my former best friend, when I met him early on, he was doing this concept trailer with Ray Park.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was supposed to be a starring vehicle for him, because Ray Park is largely just known as Darth Maul.
Yeah.
And anytime you see him, it's usually connected to Star Wars or X-Men because he played Toad. And so it's usually something small. And this was going to be, a starring vehicle for him. And so it was just a trailer thing, and I got involved as a stunt guy. And the thing is, I was part of the choreography with Ray Park, and I was playing like a vampire or something like that.
Okay.
And so what had happened was lunch came at midnight, because this was a night shoot, and it was pizza. And it was heavy. And they weren't gonna get to the fight scene that I was doing until like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I wasn't getting paid. So I was like, as much as I love Darth Maul, as much as I love Ray Park, I gotta go. Like, I can't stay here all night. And I actually brought with me 2 people, one of whom was Wayne Dalglish. And for those of you that don't know, he's like big in the stunt world, stunt coordinator, stunt guy. What I want to say about Ray Park is my experience with Ray Park outside of that fight scene. Later on, I got to run into him at a very private party at Comic-Con. And I don't know if I've said this on this channel before, so forgive me if you heard the story already. I run into him and I'm drunk as hell. Why? Because it was Dark Horse's party where they had free alcohol. It was just an open bar.
Open bar, yeah.
And anytime there's an open bar, I get drunk as hell. Because I'm like, I'll just try all the things that I never get to try. I run into him and I'm like, dude, you were so awesome in Star Wars. He's like, thank you. He's like, obviously gets this a lot. I said, I was pissed off that George Lucas didn't give you more lines. And he's like, actually, George Lucas didn't even give me those lines. He dubbed me. And I was like, fuck George Lucas. I was like, obviously just being hyperbolic. But like, I said, you're awesome. And then I just walked away and vanished into the night. Thankfully, he didn't remember that because I ran into him again at XMA where his kid was training. I said hello to him and blah, blah, blah. I could just tell, like he didn't remember who I was. And that's fine. I was like, I'd rather he didn't remember that experience at Comic-Con. So, but he's the nicest guy, like the nicest dude. He's very appreciative of his fans and whatnot.
Yeah, it seems like Lauren agrees too.
Yeah, and this whole thing from Vertical Limit or whatever it was called, Chris O'Donnell, like they were pointing out things in this sequence. I mean, I feel like they made too much of this video about Vertical Limit or whatever it's called. They were pointing out things that I didn't notice in my youth where I'm like, oh, I guess I could have appreciated those elements of the CGI, the computer work, and the stunt work a little bit more.
Yeah.
But at the time, I could not help but focus in on the bad green screen, which you could even see in this video where you got the actors talking and it's very obvious that they're on a sound stage of some kind. And it just didn't look good to me. And that's what I took away from it. I thought they were gonna make fun of it, but instead they were calling out the things that look good about it. I'm like, okay, cool, this is a positive thing there I didn't appreciate before. The Stargirl thing, I thought the actual footage of Lauren doing the thing looked much better than the actual final product.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Well, I think the thing is, like, they're analyzing the stunts more so than the special effects or whatever. Because
that's fair.
I thought the thing where you could see like the sparks coming out as she was clawing, I was like, I don't like that at all. But I like what she did.
It was just too much.
Yeah.
It was too much with the sparks. Less sparks. But the stunt looked great.
Yeah.
I would have actually rather had stayed on that sideways shot where the camera was falling with her. I thought that looked amazing.
That's super cool.
So the Jackie Chan fight scene from Accidental Spy is pretty interesting to say the least.
Have you watched the movie?
I watched the movie. Well, I at least saw that fight scene. I don't remember the movie that well. I just remember this fight scene because it leaves an impression on you. He's running around naked doing fighting people.
It's pretty iconic.
Yeah. It's one of those things that's tricky because it's almost like you're looking for the moment where you can see him. It's a catch-22 where it's like, it's an interesting fight, it's an interesting choreography, but at the same time, you're just sort of looking for something the entire time.
But it's fun, like they said, you know, it's kind of got that Tom and Jerry feel, and it's just fun. And I feel like Jackie Chan does this so well, or at least he used to back in the day. Like his films were this combination of like really cool stunts, really cool action, and then also comedy, because he always felt just like slightly hapless, but somehow managed to make it through. Like Lauren said, we don't really get that now. Everything is so serious, and it would be nice to see a return to that soon. Like, everything's just so dark, you know?
I'm trying to think if there's been any movie recently where it wasn't all dark. In Black Panther, there was a whole sequence where they were in South Korea. It was full of jokes. I mean, it wasn't a fight scene. I guess it was more of an action scene with comedy. But you're still getting comedy action. And that is representative of comedy action. Like, there was also the moment when his younger sister's showing him the outfits and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And then she goes, what are those? And then he, like, gets kicked across the room. Like, it's kind of like a cartoon.
It's stuff like that. But, like, this is way more integrated within the action.
Well, of course. Yeah. I'm just saying, the comedy's not completely gone. It's not integrated like that.
It's not like that. And also, I was just thinking, you know, another scene where it was a fight scene where the guy was naked, obviously, is that one with Viggo Mortensen in Eastern Promises.
Completely different feeling.
But it's a completely different feeling. Like, because this is all about, the goal is, let's cover it up. It's much more focusing on that comedy. And you still get that sense of feeling vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in Eastern Promises, it's like, no, this is full on like vulnerable and visceral at the same time.
Well, while they're talking about naked stunts and fight scenes, they should have brought that up. That would have been a great fight scene to go in line with all this, rather than that Vertical Limit business. Like, I guess they had to talk about Vertical Limit in order to tie it into Stargirl. They're trying to hit a certain time in order to, you know, justify ad placement and what, I think, because that's what most YouTubers are doing. They want to hit at least 10, now it's 8, but they want to hit at least 10 minutes so they can put at least one more ad in there, which, you know, everyone's got to make money, I get it.
Yeah.
But I would have rather than, instead of focusing so much on Vertical Limit, to add in one more fight scene, which is from Eastern Promises. That's a dope fight scene. It's one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in my life.
But the thing is, especially with YouTube as it is now, because Eastern Promises, that fight scene, there's so much full frontal experimental going on there.
But they're not opposed to showing stuff on Corridor Crew.
No, they're not, but did you see what they had to do with her thing? They had to pixelate her entirely, and so how are you supposed to judge
This is still
the
getting
fight
demonetized
scene?
though. I mean, I don't know why they're doing that. It's still getting demonetized because even when you pixelate the crap out of it, YouTube's still like, no, not good enough. It cannot be seen at all. And I know this from my other YouTube channel because I've had to deal with this, where we blurred something out to the point that it's like, you can't even resolve.
Even make out that it's a butt.
Yeah, you can't resolve any information from it, and yet they still demonetize that video.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I enjoyed this. The one thing I wished for was more of Lauren's insight into her experiences and her breaking stuff down. It felt very limited for some reason, and I don't know what that was, if Lauren just didn't feel like contributing that much that day, or if they cut out a lot of what she said. It could be a mixture. But I just wanted to hear more from her regarding these different things.
Right.
But that's it. That's my only complaint. But other than that, I really enjoyed this video.
Yeah, it was fun.
So I don't understand why they showed the massage in there. That was really random.
Yeah, I feel like the editing style was a little bit different this time. Maybe they've got a different editor
Or they
than
were just
normal,
having
or they're
fun.
just trying something new.
They're just having fun. That's all. I mean, they showed it was just having fun. So, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. And if you haven't already, go over to Corridor Crew's YouTube channel and hit subscribe and hit an upvote on the original video. And check out our other reactions, reviews, short films, vlogs, and interviews. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.